Domestic violence, we usually have a very short-sighted view of it. When we talk about domestic violence, we are usually talking about women getting battered, or children getting battered, or the elderly not getting the due. But it's got some long-term effects, like most importantly, how it is affecting the future generation, the children. The children who go through domestic abuse, they really think that, they grew up thinking that violence is okay because they don't know any better. And when they grow up, they don't question violence that comes their way. But if we start the peace process at home and we educate everyone that it's not okay, domestic violence is not okay, violence in any form is not okay, the individuals grow up to be better human beings. And they truly appreciate peace for what it is. And that's how, the community grows, the message for peace grows. And the truth is that we all want a peaceful world. I'm sure even the most dreaded terrorist in the world wants a peaceful world for his own children. That's a fact.
And you've partly answered this really, but this show of strength, this coalition, this show of unity today, what kind of message do you think that might send out to the rest of the world?
We are generally very selfish. We think about our own causes. We think about things that concern us. But if we see beyond that selfishness and we all join hands, basically all the causes have the same message. We all want a better world. We want to do something for the underprivileged. Why do we want to do something for the underprivileged? Because we want a better world. Why do we want to do something for the cause of an X, Y, Z? It is all heading towards a better world. And when we all join hands together and we make a pledge that we will contribute, however small it is, it will make a huge difference. That small thing will just explode and it'll become like really big. I'm sure about that.
And in terms of your own organisation or organisations, what are the ways in which you can see those organisations becoming involved in reaching out to your own networks, for example, and encouraging people to act? What is it physically that you might be able to do?
Today the situation is that the corporate world is realizing their social responsibilities, and this is something which is not just happening all over the world, all over in individual countries. Every human being is aware that they do have a social responsibility, So the corporates are realizing it too. And what happens is that the corporates can do a lot, as we spoke about it in the forum, that if you let your employees know that you're there for them, and we advocate peace at home, in school, your work environment, and then it grows bigger and bigger in your city, in your country, and in the world, they can make a lot of difference, because they can start by being more tolerant, they can start by being more understanding, they can start by rehabilitating the victims. And it is so strange that before this I never really put an economic cost to domestic violence, and being a part of this forum, it was very enlightening for me that it's not just about and I will not say, it's wrong of me to say it's not just about, because emotional values are huge, the impact that things have on you emotionally are huge, but there is also, if you look at the other side, there is an economic cost to it. And when corporates tackle that, okay, yes, there is a social responsibility, but if you just look at it from an economic angle, they will be better off, and they will benefit. The whole world benefits.
Do you think people will join in?
Strangely, everybody cares. We all want peace. It is just that we don't know what to do about caring. I care at home, my friend cares at home, but usually we end up being lazy on the context of, I don't know what to do, I really want to do something, I don't want to do, I don't know what to do. I can't put in that kind of effort. Oh no, I don't have that kind of time. Oh no, I really don't have those resources. It is not about all these things. It is just, even a smile contributes. So it's as simple as, starting with a smile, which doesn't cost anything, and believing in your cause and believing that you can make a difference, and even a small thing like a smile can make a difference. It does. We all do care.
How important is raising awareness of issues around domestic violence in the context of a greater peace, a world peace, sustainable peace?
We spoke about it today, and this issue does not know any gender differentiation, caste differentiation, religion differentiation, or it's not about being poor and rich. People who are affected by domestic violence are not demarcated by these things. There are two things to it. Women, unfortunately, and children are the biggest victims. They are the highest number of victims. Now what happens is that they suffer because they depend on the opposite sex. It could be a financial dependence, it could be a social dependence, it could be a psychological dependence. Okay, financially there's no problem, socially there is no problem, but it's just that you need the person psychologically. So it's just that you depend on the person so much. In the higher strata, there is people feel that there is a social stigma attached to it. It's surprising that women who are independent, financially independent, also tolerate this abuse. What could be the cause of it? It is probably a social stigma that is attached to it. The lower strata, women who are uneducated, their problem is that they're financially dependent. So they don't leave, they just keep on taking it. Also, a lot of these people have grown up seeing it in their own households. So they probably think, oh, it's okay, that is the way life is. And even if they do approach somebody who cares about them, they're usually told, just adjust, it's not a big deal. It's not, he's still looking after you. It's not like, he's trying to kill you. It's going to be okay. And it starts with, before marriage, it starts with, oh, it's going to be okay, just have a kid. And once you have a kid, it just never stops. But if we educate everyone that abuse of any kind, whether it is physical or emotional, is not okay, and there is a way out, there is no social stigma attached to it, and if you decide to walk out, there are people who are willing to help you financially, emotionally, socially, and you will actually be seen as a hero. And this is something which you have to do for yourself. This is something which you have to do for your children. This is something which you have to do for mankind. It's very important to spread that awareness.
It's a much bigger conversation, but very, very briefly, are you able to outline the key issues within domestic violence that are faced by people in your country?
I think it's not about your country or my country. It's about the psychology of the person who's inflicting these abuses and the psychology of the person who is actually the victim. So it's not a country thing that, probably the only thing I would say with our country is that because the population is so huge, there is a lack of awareness. And also to cater to so many people becomes extremely difficult. If the population is small, with a small amount of effort, you can reach out to a lot of people. But with India, where the population is so high, the kind of effort that goes out in reaching out to these people has got to be enormous. And that is the biggest challenge, I think, that we feel, that we have.
And people might think that, well, by definition, a campaign to reduce domestic violence is about encouraging people to stop doing something, which of course it is. But what is it that people can actively do, can proactively do on the 21st of September to support this campaign?
You know, there is plenty that we can do, and there is plenty for everyone to do, from a 1-year-old to maybe a 90 or a 100-year-old. It could, for a 1-year-old, it would just be just getting smiles the whole day. And for a 90-year-old, it would just be kindness all the way. And basically, it is kindness. If there's kindness in your heart, there is going to be peace everywhere. So in whichever way that you feel that you can show some act, some form of kindness, I think peace is not very far away.
Do you think it's possible that we could see a world record for the largest reduction in global violence on Peace Day 2012?
Absolutely. And I think that Truce Day 2013, we are going to beat that record. Every year, we are going to be beating records. I'm very sure about that.
And finally, you may know, you may not, what will you be doing on Peace Day 21st September 2012?
I have not really thought about it, but as a corporate, we have a roadmap. As I said, that Sahara India dedicates 25% of its profits towards social development. We keep on contributing at a regular basis, but on the 21st, when we do something, we would like to make the correct noise, and we would like to make sure that people benefit from it. So I don't know what it is at the moment, because I'm still a newcomer. But if you just give me maybe like a week or 2 weeks, I'll have a solid answer for you.